Hello. So, I had not planned on doing another one of these low quality, it's my webcam kind of videos, but I've just literally this second, not literally this second, literally this minute probably, it was probably within the past minute that I finished watching the video, watched the video that John Green put out to say that Turtles All the Way Down is being adapted into a film. Maybe, possibly. They're trying. Oh, I have festive nails, by the way. It's very nice. Um, so, the reason I'm posting this video super excitedly is when I was reading that book, I was not just reading it, I was like watching it in my brain, and I was thinking so much of the writing of this is sparking ideas off in my head of like how you could do this visually and how you could do this with film, and how you can do this with a like audio visual medium. And I came up with some really cool things. Well, the thing is, I don't feel like I came up with them. I feel like they were just there in the text. Like, it was just a part of the book. And I was like, well, of course, this is exactly how it looks. So there's a moment where, oh, spoilers if you haven't read the book. This is a video entirely for people who have read the book. I'm sorry. But if you want to stick around if you haven't read the book, that's fine. But I think you're a bit weird. So there's a great thing very near the beginning where Aza is thinking about the noises of her stomach. Let me tip it down so you can see stomach, but tip it back up so you can't see the dirty clothes on my floor. And it's like it's all chattering away and it's all bacteria talking to one another. And it's like, it's a noise that drowns everything out the same way that a noise drowns everything else in the room, the cafeteria that they're eating in, that drowns all of that out, and it's all the same because, it's the bacteria are eating in there and all the people are eating in the cafeteria. And I was just like, okay, so what you've described is close up and sort of wide shot, and that they are connected. And you've also described the idea of spiraling motion before. So I'm like, okay, so what happens is the camera goes from, standard mid shot, like camera is over there. It's like, so imagine this shot basically, and then it goes in, and it tracks in, and it goes like into her stomach like that, and then obviously you get close enough, it all just goes black, right? But then when it goes black, you then sort of go to like the wall. Imagine that was black, and then you like pan to the side, and then you're back in the cafeteria, and whilst you're doing this, the sound transfers across, like, so you get the like sort of noise, stomach noises, rumbling, churning, and then almost imperceptibly that shifts into the noise of everyone chattering in the cafeteria. Like, I don't want this to seem like I'm going, I've had this genius idea for a camera move, because I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just there in the book already. And another thing that I thought is about how a close-up tells you that something's important, right? That's like basic cinema grammar, like 101, is that you get a close-up of something, you get a shot like this, and you're like, okay, so the top of this bottle of water is very important, or like, phone, Apple, and the Kuleshov effect is another thing that, like, if you see someone looking at something and then you cut to like this, you're like, okay, so they're looking at the phone, and then you read emotion into their face based on what's happened, like the two shots that were juxtaposed. So it would be so easy to make a recurring thing of like, she just looks at something, you get the close up. I mean, it sounds like I'm being like, I've had all of these ingenious ideas, and I know these are all really simple, but they're so there in the book already. Like, I'm not going to say it wouldn't take any work to make it work, but like, I think that more so than any other John Green book. This book is built for film adaptation, and I'm so happy that it's maybe going to happen. Just because, like he says in the video, obsessive compulsive disorder is not something that can be easily described with words. And you can do a lot with film that you can't do with words. You can evoke feelings and tones and stuff, and you can do things with music and with the positioning of the camera. My throat just made a really weird noise at the start of this sentence. I'm not sure if it was something you could hear or if it was just, so internal that only I could hear it. That's irrelevant. That's interrupting the flow of the video. But I feel like by the very nature of obsessive compulsive disorder, or at least by the way it's written in Turtles All the Way Down, I don't have experience with it, obviously, beyond the second-hand experience of reading a book about it, or reading 2 books about it. You might be able to see over there. I have read, oh crap, what's it called? The Rest of Us Just Live Here. That's what that is. Although I didn't think it was a particularly fantastic portrayal of obsessive compulsive disorder, but again, that's from me looking up loads of symptoms and stuff because I always think there's something wrong with me. Anyways, not relevant. So, what was I saying? So it would be really easy to use cinema language, and you could even using the language of cinema foreground the things that are not important, that are not really important, but are important to Asa because her brain is telling her this. You, as the director of this film, can control how the audience focuses on things. Because that's the job of the director. It's not directing the actors, it's directing the audience's attention, but it is directing the actors. But, wait. Alexander McKendrick once said, sorry, I just saw that the book was over there and I had to bring it because it's relevant, that what you're directing is not the actors, it's the audience's attention. And if you think about it, obsessive compulsive disorder is all about attention. It's about the attention that you pay to your thoughts and the world surrounding you, and about how it disproportionately favours things that are not important, or things that... So, like, Aza's obsession with the fact that she may get this disease that that she's not going to get, because, like, the chances are 1 in a billion, and people only get it when they're, like, in hospital and have had problems with their colon, and, like, all these different things. I don't think it was exactly that, but you get the idea. So, I think that the job of someone writing a book is to describe the relevant parts of the action and the... You have to build everything from scratch, is what I'm trying to say, in a book. But whereas in a film, the scene happens, you just choose what the audience pays attention to in that scene. And so that gives you the ultimate freedom to be like, okay, so the audience pays attention to all the stuff that Asa pays attention to, and Asa pays attention to stuff that she shouldn't be paying attention to, because that's what obsessive compulsive disorder does. I'm just so happy that this film might be happening, because it's so perfect. Like, I think that Turtles All the Way Down has the most cinematic potential of any John Green book, because it focuses... Okay, the reason I think it is because it focuses on an experience, and it focuses on a somewhat sensorial experience. And I think that will translate to film well, because that is what film does. It provides a sensory experience. Sensorial? Is that, did I use that word earlier? Is that a word that exists? Sensory experience. And yes. I had other points and I don't want to leave them unsaid. I'm just super hyped. I want this to happen. And I want it to be good. I want it to have a good, I want it to be well done. I want it to be cinematically done, because that is what makes a film good in my eyes, or at least some of the time. It's not always what makes a film good. I shouldn't have said that. But it's one of the things that I love about films, is when films are like doing things cinematically. I'm hyped. I should be trepidatious, but I'm not. Trepidatious, is that the correct word? I believe it's the correct word. I'm just going to look up trepidatious very quickly. Trepidatious. Yeah, apprehensive. Like, I should be apprehensive, because I really love this book. But I just think that I think it would be... I don't want to say this, because I know making films is hard, because I did a whole degree in it. But I think that it would be hard to do wrong. I've said it now. Shouldn't have said it. But I'm not editing this video, so what can you do? Anyways, if they use that idea of the thing going into the stomach and coming around the corner, I know it's not particularly revolutionary, but if they do that, I'm gonna write to them, and I'm gonna claim all of my royalties, and I'll be set for life, because this movie will do fantastically, because they're evidently just stealing all of my ideas. Just stealing all my ideas. I'm just wondering if I can find some comparisons, like there's... Oh no, that's not very good. Sorry, now I'm going on massive tangents, and my brain is just thinking, like, what scenes would I try to emulate parts of if I was going to convert Turtles All the Way Down to film? But I'm not. Someone else is, which is kind of a shame, because I would love to have done that. But anyways, I'm very happy. Don't care what they look like. Make the eye colours whatever they want. I thought that the character of Daisy, not to be confused with my girlfriend Daisy, hi if you're watching this, I thought that she had short curly hair, probably because that's what the Daisy that I actually know has. But then they say, like, she had her hair cut short, like, halfway through, and I was like, oh, I didn't realise she had long hair. Whoops. So I don't care what they look like. So, John Green, cast whoever you want, because I know that you cast movies, because that's what you do. It says it on your Twitter. You're a guy who casts movies. Okay, I'm going now. But I'm excited. I should be trepidatious, but I'm excited. Yay.